History. Whenever we hear the word history, we think about past events, or basically, history is studying about past events. But the researching behind it, or researching about and critically examining the things which goes or the past events, is known as historiography. And the person who studies the history and all the past events and also bring it to the conclusion is known as historian. So in this particular session we'd learn what is historiography and what does basically it mean. So whenever we need to, or when we see a so historiography is basically proving of events, or whenever a particular history is documented down by someone, a particular researcher, a particular historian is documenting down a particular past event, he needs to know that, or he has to prove that the particular event is authentic, or even whatever he is documenting down in his book or research or whatever, he needs to know that whatever he is documenting down, it's particularly authentic, it's real, it happened in the past, and there should be proof to, or there should be proofs to prove it. Okay, so that's why historical research comes in the picture. Historical research is basically whenever we need to know about a particular, or we know about a particular event, we need to learn about it, we need to associate other particular past events with it. So historical research is very important in writing down history. But in history we cannot use laboratory or experimental stuff to prove that this particular event happened, because history, as we know, it is past events. So past events cannot be proved via scientific methods. Historical researches are obviously we need to prove them by taking other accounts of history or past events. We cannot compare the past events like for them with we are writing the history now, right, in the current present world, but we cannot use scientific methods, because all the events which we are writing down or we are researching about already happened in the past. So in this particular session we'd come to know, or we'd learn about how a particular historical event or a particular past event can be proved, or we can know about the authentication of that particular event. We'd also learn how to come to conclusion regarding a particular historical event. So firstly, if we need to prove a particular historical event, we need experts. Experts as in for example, I got a letter. Okay, I found a letter which is like a very ancient letter, and I don't know the language, so I cannot know what past events happened or whatever there is written in that letter. So to learn about that letter, I need a certain expert. An expert who knows the language, who can make me understand what is written in it, and also knows the meaning behind it. So if we need to prove certain things and we need to come to a conclusion, we obviously need to take the help from various experts, or maybe certain researches which have already been done about a particular period. Example, if I want to research about let's take step back and see that every historian has a different particular research. Every historian who wants to research about a particular, they use a sample as in they come to a particular period that they need to learn about. For example, if a particular historian is researching, he won't research about whole of history. They will only take a particular time period or a particular type of history. For example, a particular past event which they are interested in, they won't research about whole of history. So they take a sample period and they'll only research about that particular event only, and they'll find out all the other documentations related to those particular event. For example, if a historian is researching about 1800s or 1820, so or from 1812, events which happened in 1820 to 1825, and all the events which happened between these 5 years, the historian would find documents related to those 5 years of period only. Like he'd find out documents regarding it. He'd find someone who has already researched about that period, so he'll find his researches as well. He'll find out if there was any scriptures, or even if there are letters from that period, or all the events which were recorded in the has already been recorded, so that he can increase his knowledge about it and make a more profound research. Also, when we are studying or researching history, or we are studying about a particular period, there are many different sciences which also helps us understand the history behind it, or the events behind it. For example, genealogy or archaeology. Genealogy helps us understand the lineage, and also how a particular event derived. And then there is archaeology, the science of excavation. The best example of archaeology is Mohenjo-daro and Harappa. How a particular whole city was found by archaeologists, and then we came to learn more and more about the particular event or particular period of history which no one knew about. So, due to archaeology and archaeological excavation, we came to know about a great period of time, like a very big period of history. No one knew about it, right? Before the archaeological excavation, no one knew about this particular event, or that this period even existed. But due to when the whole city was found, everyone came to know about it, and then they started learning about it, like how the people live, or even how we came to know about a big period, a big event of history, just because of archaeology. So archaeology helps us understanding there are particular sciences which also helps us understand about historical events, or maybe they help us with historical researches. So the art of learning history is not modern. Do you think the ancient period people or the ancient societies never wanted to learn their history, or they don't wanted to learn, or they didn't wanted to pass on their history? Obviously they did. These ancient societies, they wanted to learn about their history, as well as they wanted to pass on to other generations what they learned, or as well as what they used to do. So ancient societies also used different methods to pass on their history. They also used many methods to learn about their past events, but they didn't have any resources. It's not like they didn't had any resources, but they were restricted towards resources. So ancient societies, what they did to pass on the history, or to make the other generations learn about their events, they used to pass on their stories, their current events, their current life events, via cave paintings, via storytelling, via writing folk songs, or maybe doing ballads. So these were the methods they used to pass on their history, so that the other generations or the coming generations can learn about them and also learn about their history. So in this way, the ancient societies used to transfer their history, or maybe make the other generation learn about their stories of life. All these events, all the cave paintings or songs, and all these things which they used to transfer the history, are now resources for the historians to for the modern history. They are the sources by which the modern historians are learn about history. Sources, as in resource, there are many sources for history, or many things from which the historians derive or learn about history. So these events which they used to do, or to make the other generations learn about them, are also a type of sources of history for the modern period. Coming back, when we want to learn about a particular past event, we cannot keep our minds confined to a particular angle only. We need to learn about that particular past event from all different aspects and from all different angles. For example, if I am researching about a particular event which